This video is an open letter to the producers of GDQ, RPG Limit Break, PAX Panels, Desert Bus for Hope, Linus Media Group, and anyone else doing production-heavy live streaming.
Currently, there's a problem with some of the larger scale streams that I personally really enjoy watching. Consistently, regardless of which stream, there are audio issues. And while the specific issues are many and varied, they all have a shared cause. The audio engineer doesn't actually know what the stream audio sounds like. So to stem the tide of this common problem, I offer what I hope will become an equally common solution. The broadcast sound engineer needs to be in an ISO booth.
I made that sound so simple, but we all know it's going to be more complicated than that, so let's break it down and examine the constituent parts.
The broadcast sound engineer...
We'll stop there. These kind of streams need a dedicated broadcast sound engineer. They have one job, and one priority, making sure that the mix going out on stream sounds good. They shouldn't have any other responsibilities. Yes, this means more people having to do the other jobs. Someone else has to handle video, someone else has to run playback, someone else needs to do the live mix for the venue. But because sound is so very important, the engineer needs to be able to focus on making it great without interruption.
Sound engineer needs to be...
Yes, this is a need for any stream more complicated than one person in front of their computer. At this point, a large production has more in common with a television broadcast than it does with a home stream. And if the streaming community wants to progress further, we need to start taking lessons from local newscasts or sporting events.
Be in an ISO booth.
This is probably the most difficult part of the adjustment that I'm suggesting, so I'm going to spend a bit more time on it. The ISO, or isolation booth, is an acoustically treated space where the engineer would mix from. Again, learning from TV, these are standard in every professional broadcast setup. Look at any of those production trailers that get hauled to sports ball stadiums. The audio has its own special space away from the rest of the production team. So many of these streams, including ones that I have helped set up and run, put the engineer in the thick of the action, either in the performance area itself, or in the only slightly less noisy production room. So the engineers are set up in really noisy areas, trying to mix with only a pair of headphones? It's honestly no wonder that problems persist. So, build an ISO booth. There are a multitude of vendors out there willing to sell or even rent out vocal booths that are just acoustically treated spaces that can be put up wherever there's room. Run a snake, analog or digital, from the mixing console in that booth out to the performance area. Make sure the engineer has a screen for the program feed and some proper monitors to mix on.
The broadcast sound engineer needs to be in an ISO booth. Giving them a protected, quiet space will allow them to focus solely on the mix, which in turn leads to better sound. And since sound is really the most important part of any stream, that will improve the entire broadcast exponentially.
These claims are unsubstantiated, subjective, and maybe complete hyperbole, but gosh darn it if I don't feel strongly about them.